Network.
In Chicago, they call it the L. Here they call it the elevated train. We call him the starting pitcher for tonight's game. Crowd filing in the Yankee Stadium for the beginning of a long set against the second city opponents. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Chicago White Sox in the first of four from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. We'll be joined momentarily by Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. The big news out of Yankee camp today is that Phil Hughes had a bullpen session to get ready for a rehab start later in the week, and it was cut short very early. He didn't feel right. The velocity wasn't there. The Yankees are going to have him see their team physician, Dr. Christopher Ahmad, and we'll have more on this as we progress during the game. Now, speaking of pitching, let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this game. Philip Humber is going to go for the White Sox 1-2, 4.42. A.J. Burnett for the Yankees 3-0, 4.37. And now, if you think about it, A.J. Burnett pitched pretty well last time against the Blue Jays. Didn't get a decision, but he's pitched well all year so far.
He has. You know, he got into the sixth inning, and so far what I like with A.J. Burnett, he's thrown a lot more changeups. Not as many in that startup against Toronto. Started out the game a little bit tough with the American League home run leader in baseball last year, Jose Batista. Settled down some, and I'll tell you, A.J. Burnett has shown an arsenal of all-speed pitches, not just his devastating curveball, but also that changeup. The walks were a bugaboo. He had 5 walks, ended up costing him high pitch count, wasn't able to get through 6 innings. Watch early in the game for him to be throwing more off speed and also throwing more strikes.
Let's take a look at what the pitchers have done so far for the Yankees. Sabathia picked up his first win over the weekend. A.J. Burnett 3-0. He's off to a good start. Phil Hughes, without the velocity, a very high ERA. Ivan Nova has struggled, but the last two guys, Garcia and Colon, they have been lights out. And Freddie Garcia, 6 shutout innings in each of his starts, and the only runs he's given up have been in relief. Well, one thing A.J. Burnett would like would be a little bit of a cushion when he takes them out. He'd like to have some runs. Curtis Granderson has certainly helped in that regard. We'll talk about him in segment 2, coming up next, right here on Yes. We'll have Yankee baseball in just a couple of moments. Yankees against the White Sox. White Sox have to contend with one of the hottest hitters in baseball, and it's Curtis Granderson. And Al, he really did pick up where he left off last year.
You said it, and I'll say this. When you get a guy as hot as Curtis Granderson, it seems like anything that's thrown is hit. And this is what's happened recently. There's no question about it. He's got 5 home runs in his last 8 games, a 424 batting average clip. Love the fact that he's able to stay back. He's hitting lefties as well, Michael. Remember, he couldn't hit lefties? That straightaway center says a lot about how comfortable he is. He does hook a lot of balls. You talk about him hitting 21 home runs since last August 14th, third in the Major League Baseball since then. He's got more than Albert Pujols. Curtis Granderson is hot as a firecracker.
8-game hitting streak that Al spoke about, 14 for 33, 5 homers, 9 runs batted in. That is good for 424. And his 7 home runs this year tied for the American League lead with Bautista and Beltre. Pretty nice company right there. A.J. Burnett's going to try to keep up his hot pitching. He's going to get some run support if Alex Rodriguez keeps hitting the way he's been hitting. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, next on Yes. Setting opportunity in motion in New York to help our community and economy. By the men's store at Lord & Taylor. And by ShopRite. You always save money at one place. Your place, ShopRite. Beautiful evening for baseball here at Yankee Stadium. Crowd filing in. They've exchanged the lineup cards at home plate. Al, you look like you're ready.
God, I saw that baseball. I said, let's do it.
Oh, that's my line.
Oh, that's your line, yeah.
Well, let's do the weather first. How about that? Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. And it seems beautiful right now, but who knows what lies beyond the radar. 65 degrees, humidity 69%, 10 miles per hour, cloudy, but comfortable.
Did you come up with that?
No.
That's actual legit. It is comfortable.
Except if you're sitting next to you and getting hit all the time.
I'm not hitting you. Let's go.
All right, there they go. They listen to you. The Yankees are taking the field. Yankees are the only team in baseball that has not lost 2 games in a row. The only one of 30 teams that has yet to have a 2-game losing streak, and they are in first place in the American League East. Well, let's take a look at the White Sox lineup that A.J. Burnett is going to face. And the White Sox, they are struggling. They've lost 10 of their last 11. They're just not hitting. Juan Pierre, the left fielder, will lead off. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop, bats second. Batting third, playing right field, Carlos Quinn. Paul Konerko in first base cleans up. Batting fifth and DHing, Adam Dunn. Alex Rios in center field. He's going to bat sixth. Batting seventh and catching, A.J. Brzezinski. Gordon Beckham, the second baseman. He's going to bat eighth. Batting ninth and playing third base, Brent Morrell.
A.J. Burnett on the mound, 3-0. Coming off a pretty good start up in Toronto. Ended up getting a no decision, eventual extra inning loss that the Yankees took to Toronto. Respectable ERA. Hits to innings, close to 1-1. The walks, he had 5 walks up in Toronto. That was a bit of a problem. He ended up getting in a pitch count issue with that. Let's take a look at the Jeep pitcher scatter report. And I mentioned that quick outs. Every pitcher, of course, wants quick outs. Because of the pitch count, he wants to get deeper in the game like every single starter in baseball. That'll be an opportunity, especially early on. Quick outs means a lot when it gets that 5th, 6th inning. Change of heart, I mentioned it 2 starts ago. He threw 20-some changeups, less up in Toronto. And first pass, how about this, Michael? 212 batting average against first through the order. Tough pitcher. When his fastball, curveball combination's on and he's got that third pitch and changeup, tough to hit.
Well, let's take a look at the Yankee defense behind A.J. It's brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher. That's left to right. Infield, it's your standard Yankee infield. A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Third to first. Russell Martin again behind the plate. And Alan James Burnett is on the mound. The Yankees just went 3-1 on their road trip. They split 2 in Toronto. And they took a rain-abbreviated 2-game set in Baltimore. They're now 4-0 against the Orioles so far this year. Yankees come in at 12-6, and the White Sox are 8-14, and a disappointment to say the least. Juan Pierre digs in. A.J. Burnett is ready. And as Al said earlier, let's do it here at Yankee Stadium. The right-hander deals, a strike, and we are underway.
You talk about disappointment. You're right. They started off like a house on fire, ended up losing 10 of their last 11. They're 1-6 on this road trip, Michael. Met up a couple tough pitchers, but certainly the offense has not been there.
The 0-1. There's a strike. 0-2. Pierre got off to a hot start, but he's cooled off considerably. He's at 243 now. He has to get on base to ignite this offense. And the 0-2.
Nasty late breaking curveball. I'll tell you, Michael, you hear it often in the game, or at least once in a while. Juan Pierre, one of the hardest workers in the game, legitimate. This guy comes out early, often. Got a chance to play with him in 2005 with the Marlins. Good guy.
The 0-2. Now, in their last 13 games, the White Sox are hitting 192. They've scored just 32 runs. And I'm talking to a couple of the White Sox broadcasters, there's Ozzie Guillen, their manager, and they said that in the series that they just came from in Detroit, they legitimately could have gotten no hit in every single one of the games. The 0-2. Ozzie Guillen said, quote, nothing works.
Brad Penny had a no-hit denied based on a calling decision. Official scorer called a tough play to the third baseman's right. Brandon Inge ended up being a hit. Hey, you're going to get honest answers from Ozzie Guillen. There's no question about it. Sometimes he speaks a little bit more than I'm sure that the White Sox front office would like.
Well, the White Sox are certainly into this because every single one of their players on the top step of the dugout. Here's an Ozzie quote after yesterday's loss to the Tigers. Nothing works. I'll keep plugging guys in and hope things come around. But now every day is like rewinding a movie and watching it again. The worst thing about being a coach in baseball or a manager is that you can only send 9 guys out and pray. You can't run plays like in basketball. You can't change your defense like in football. The 1-2. Dribbled slowly to second. And there's one away.
You know, I got a chance to talk to Ozzie a little bit earlier, Michael, and you know he's a guy that'll say some things that'll upset some of his players because of his honesty. And he said, "Look, this isn't the time right now. We've hit rock bottom. I'm trying to be positive. I'm actually saying less." And because he speaks so often and outspoken, now they're saying, "Well, you know, have you lost the fire and you're not into it as much?"
Well, his hitting coach Greg Walker's fallen under fire because the team is slumping. And Ozzie, who signed a 1-year contract extension through next year in January, he has also been criticized for this team underachieving. A team with a $125 million payroll, and they're just not playing well. Their worst start after 22 games in 10 years. The 0-1. Driven out into left center field. Granderson got a good jump and ran it down for the second out to retire Alexi Ramirez. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Quick outs there, right there for A.J. Burnett. Strike one, get ahead on both of these hitters. You keep your pitch count early in the game if you can get some quick outs, especially the bottom of the order as well. He's had a little bit of tough time early on with batters on the bottom of the order. He's given up 10 hits from the 7-8 hitters so far.
Here's Carlos Quentin having a pretty good year. And he pops up the first pitch. A.J. Burnett gets 3 in a row on just 10 pitches. White Sox go down in order. The Yankees to the bat. Now, Philip Umber will take his turn against this Yankee lineup. Yankee starting lineup presented by Lexus. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, 4 hits yesterday. He'll lead off. Curtis Granderson in center field will bat second. Batting third, playing first base, Mark Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez, the third baseman, cleans up. Batting fifth and playing second base, Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher in right field. He'll bat sixth. Number 7 hitter, DH Jorge Posada. Russell Martin will catch. He'll hit eighth. Batting ninth and playing left field, Brett Gardner.
Big, tall right-hander Philip Umber making his early start. He's getting an opportunity here with the White Sox, especially with Jake Peavy out. This would be his 4th start. See what he's done so far. His last start in Tampa went in the 6th inning, gave up 4 runs. 18 innings, the 5 walks. He will throw strikes. 11 strikeouts in the 18 innings. Not much of a strikeout pitcher. Let's take a look at the Jeep pitcher scout report. Well, this is Arsenal. Fastball, curveball split. He's got a very good curveball. He relies on it. Velocity in the upper 80, low 90. What should have been? He was the 3rd overall pick by the New York Mets in 2004, and a lot of injuries, and just didn't get it done. An opportunity knocks, I say right here. He's getting a chance here with the White Sox. They're giving him these starts, and he's hopefully for him, he's going to take advantage of it.
Derek Jeter digs in, and he grounds one foul. Derek had 4 hits and 6 at-bats yesterday, and that's worth noting because the last time Derek had 4 hits in a game in April was 10 years ago. So that's different for him. A couple of them of the infield variety, but they are line drives in the box score. Fouled away.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Talking to Kevin Law, the Yankee hitting coach, and saying about his 4 hits, a couple of them were, you know, little swinging bunts. He said, look, you know, it's amazing when you have to look at a guy, and certainly Derek Jeter, we're talking about the year that he had last year, and bat 257 now, that every single at bat, every swing is now scrutinized in a different way. He said he's had plenty of hits off the home plate or swinging bunts. And it comes with territory. He's not defending anyway. It's just that's the reality of where Derek is right now.
Tried to pull that outside pitch, just fouled it off. Philip Umber, as Al said, went to Rice. Really had a great college career. He was coached by Wayne Graham, who was actually a third baseman for Casey Stengel on the 1964 Mets. But he got hurt early, underwent Tommy John surgery in 2005, and has really never realized his potential. The 1-2. Hit sharply on one hop to Alexi Ramirez. One away. Let's take a look at the entire White Sox defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Pierre, Rios, and Quinton left to right in the outfield. In the infield, Morrow, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko third to first. Brzezinski behind the plate, and Umber is on the mound. And here's the red-hot Curtis Granderson. 8-game hitting streak. He's 14 for his last 31. Count 1-0. Grounded foul outside of first.
Yeah, look at Curtis Granderson. We talked about it in the open, Michael, how comfortable certain players are and how they get during the course of a season. Last year, April, if you remember, 221 batting average, struggled. And what a difference a year makes. I mean, he's absolutely solidified himself, stopped any kind of doubts as to how he would perform here in New York.
As we showed you in the open, that's what he's done. 7 home runs, tied for the American League lead with Bautista and Beltran. Now, Umber is a rare player that was drafted by both the Yankees and the Mets. Yankees drafted him in the 29th round in 2001. He decided to go to Rice. And then 3 years later, the Mets drafted him in the first round.
I mean, what a shame, Michael. You said about the Tommy John. Boy, it seems like everybody, you know, you get a Tommy John surgery. Look at the draft here. Matt Bush, number 1. Certainly Justin Verlander, great front-end pitcher. Jeff Neiman.
Bill Hughes was number 23 in that draft. The 2-2.
And you mentioned about, who was the Casey Stengel's third baseman?
Wayne Gray.
That career, no kidding, 35 and 80 while at Rice University.
The 2-2. Well, there were a lot of schools that thought out. Some teams like to draft pitchers out of college because they think they're closer to a finished product. Others don't because there's really no limit to how they're used and nobody's really watching the coach who has to win. Others like to draft kids out of high school where they are an unfinished product. High fly ball down the right field line. Long run for Quinton.
Well, go even further than that. Now, you know, I don't. Of course, if there's an electric arm down south, they certainly would pick a high pick at it. But there are scouts and organizations now that are looking north, knowing that you can't pitch as much, you can't get in many innings for kids out of the northern states because of the amount of innings, pitches, abuse, all of that.
Another payoff to Granderson. High fly ball center field. Alex Rios is there for the second out. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider for the Yankees baseball on disc. Here's Mark Teixeira against Umbra.
Couple fastballs, 90-91. We were talking about Phil Hughes, about his velocity. We talked about much of it out of spring, and then certainly up to today. See what's going to happen with him. You know, sometimes as a pitcher, you can't explain it. There's moments where you say I feel good, and nothing's coming out. In other games, you get out there and you say I have nothing, and you actually have an electric stuff. Certainly for the Yankees and Phil Hughes, you hope that it's nothing serious.
Kim Jones going to have more on that in the third inning. The scary thing that Phil said today was that after throwing 10 or 12 pitches, he felt like he had thrown 110 pitches. That's what his arm felt like. So they'll look into it, see what's going on, make sure he's a very valuable property for the Yankees. Count 2-2 on Teixeira. Teixeira is 9 for his last 27. Really swinging the bat well. Gotten off to a good start this year. 6 homers, 16 ribbies. Strike 3. Teixeira down looking. So a strong first inning for Phil Umbra. We played one here at the stadium. There's no score. You're watching Yankees baseball on the Yes Network. Next question is, who do you think should be the White Sox closer? I think Ozzie Ian wanted us to ask you this. You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. Should it be Jesse Crane, Chris Sale, Sergio Santos, or Matt Thornton? We'll find out how you vote a little bit later on. They let Bobby Jenks leave as a free agent, and he ended up signing with the Red Sox, and he's setting up there.
Well, so far the bullpen has been a problem. Haven't had many save opportunities since this losing streak has been hitting them. Chris Sale, the young left-hander, they thought give it to Matt Thornton. Both have struggled.
Here's Paul Konerko. Konerko re-signed with the White Sox, and he's gotten off to a nice start. He's a favorite of the White Sox owner, Jerry Reinsdorf. Former number one draft pick of the Dodgers back in 1994.
Should be. Every year, 20-plus home runs. Last year, 39 home runs, 111 RBIs. Consistent every year. High 20s, 30 home run production, 100 RBIs. You hear it often, a professional hitter. Well, you know what? This guy is that. Use the whole field. Seldom fooled. Solid hitter.
Signed a 3-year, $37.5 million deal, and would have gotten more on the open market, but it was a case of Konerko wanting to stay with the White Sox and the White Sox wanting him back as well, but not wanting to break the bank. So certainly not chump change, but 3 years, $37.5, and the numbers he had last year, that's kind of a bargain for the White Sox.
But if you look back at 04, 41 home runs between Carlos Quentin, what a nice start he's had.
They're the only guys really hitting in this lineup. They've hit just 6 home runs in the last 9 games. Fouled away. They just don't score. They've had now 21 straight scoreless innings.
That's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, that's
tough.
tough.
To run into one. Greg Walker, the hitting coach.
3-2. And Konerko walks.
Let's take a look at the White Sox team scout report, brought to you by Volvo. Built to win. Well, we're just talking about it now. $126 million payroll. They signed Adam Dunn to a big contract. Konerko coming back. You got Jake Peavy, front-end starter, who's hurt, coming back. No relief. Also mentioned about their bullpen having struggled. Part of their problem right now. Bobby Jenks now setting up Papelbon up in Boston. And where's the O? You mentioned it, Michael. 14 home runs in the first 11 games. In the last 11, 7 home runs, averaging 2.3 runs. But, like the Red Sox, as they struggled early on, I believe this team is a good team. Yes, there's going to be some issue with the bullpen. I like their starting rotation. Adam Dunn, legitimate, unbelievable power. And as we just showed with Quentin and Konerko, this is a nice formidable 3-4-5 in the lineup.
He signed a 4-year, $56 million free agent contract with the White Sox. I looked this up, Al. In his career, and he's had a nice career, he has never been on a team for a full season that had an over 500 record. So Adam Dunn's trying to do something that he's never done before, help a team win. And I'm sure that those teams were not great teams, but it just worked out that they didn't have over 500 records. Last 5 years, you can see this guy hits the ball out. I mean, that's just a smidge under 40 home runs he's averaging in 5 years, and he strikes out a lot as well. How apropos for the Windy City. The 2-1. Line drive, a base hit to right.
Well, he had quick 1-2-3 inning, 10 pitches. A.J. Burnett did. And then got behind 3-0 on Konerko, walks him. And then again behind on Adam Dunn. Look, you know, when you face a team, there's no doubt about it. You respect and honor a major league player. Gets in the backs. You know that they're quality players. But there's also times when you meet up with a lineup that isn't hot. And this is the time. And certainly you don't want to do them any favors by leadoff walks, getting behind in counts. I know it happens. But, you know, the whole know when someone's struggling, you go after it.
You want to go after Rios. He is 0 for his last 20.
And that empowers a hitter. You know, you're struggling. You want to find something, whether it's a hard line drive out, a walk. You track 4 or 5 balls. You fouled off a couple tough pitches. You change the tide by letting the hitter get good counts.
And now he's in a good count at 2-0. Now Russell Martin wants to talk to him. Now this is where things went wrong for A.J. last year. A couple guys would get on base, he'd fall behind on the count, and it had a tendency to spiral out of control. This year he's learned to stop those innings before they got out of hand. Worked a lot with Larry Rothschild, the new pitching coach. Let's see how he navigates this.
Well, Michael, I didn't see the game up in Toronto, but was here for a couple of his other starts. To have a third pitch does a lot. Just in this case right here, to believe in a 2-0 changeup, even when the guy's struggling, he just saw 2 fastballs. He saw another swinging out of his zone. That's why, right there, why Alex Rios is struggling the way he is. You get that little keyhole, you find the spot, whatever that happy zone is. If it's not there, you take it. I know it's easier said than done, a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, but that's a sign of a guy struggling. But that third pitch, Michael, you trust it, and you can get a lot of outs, and you believe in it, as he did.
There's a strike, count 2-2.
And there's comfort in that when of course you get behind as a pitcher, and either way, that's the ebb and flow of a hitter. 0-2, 1-2 hitters are struggling, they're fighting it off. 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, they're looking for their pitch. And the guy that's hot, you know, that's the danger zone.
Two. Given to center field. Granderson is there. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Konerko, but he just draws the throw. So Rios now 0 for his last 21.
Rios, a guy, many major league hitters will change their swing. He's dropped his hands real low, almost. Roy White used to hold his hands, long-time Yankee, and then moves his hands up, trying different things. Looked like he had a pitch to drive, just wasn't able to get it.
Here's A.J. Przinsky. And a strike. Veteran catcher, pesky hitter, gets big hits. Only 2 strikeouts in 75 plate appearances this year, and he's down 0-2 in the count.
Good. Has always been a very good fastball hitter, especially low down at end zone. But that right there, that tells me he's a very good 2-strike hitter. Obviously, puts the ball in play, shortens up his swing, looks to go the other way.
The 0-2. Breaking ball. He goes around. There's a 3rd strikeout. And Przinsky raises his hand toward Jerry Davis, who cannot believe that Davis punched him out.
Well, from that angle, let's see here.
I've seen worse than that. That looked like he checked it.
Check swing is the intent to hit the baseball. It's not breaking the wrist over the home plate. Committing a swing toward the pitcher.
Well, that puts you into a little verbal puzzle, though. I mean, every time you start to swing, you have an intent to hit the baseball.
Thank you.
So you'll never check your swing.
There should always be a check swing.
Right. Or it shouldn't be.
The checks. First of all, there isn't a rule to define a check swing. It is totally subjective to the umpire. You talk about breaking the wrist or the barrel going out in front of home plate. There really isn't a defined rule for it.
Hits to Beckham, is a strike. 1-1. Beckham also struggling. 1 for his last 16. 2 for his last 30. 5 for his last 46. Started off hot, but look what he's done the last 11 games. And you can say that up and down this White Sox lineup. 1-1. Breaking ball just missed inside. AJ is stewing over that check swing, or a swing. Now the count 2-2. Good fastball by Burnett today, 94 miles an hour consistently.
Mentioned Gordon Beckham, #1 pick out of the University of Georgia as a shortstop. Now moving to second base, 8th overall, 2008.
Konerko leads off second, Dunn off first. Shattered bat. Foul ball.
Catch it right off it's a cupped bat, but they'll take some weight out of the end of the bat. And when you hit it off the end of the bat, that whole top part of the barrel will peel off. Fooled out in front of that curveball.
Broke it like Beckham. 2 on, 2-2, 2 outs, top of the second. And Burnett steps off. You still got that bottom lip out, you know, like
pouting.
Tell one of your kids, you know, you can't do that.
AJ Pierzynski is always has shown a lot of emotion.
The 2-2. Well, that's going to release the runners now. 3-2 with 2 outs.
Not biting. Gordon Beckham holding off on that tough curveball. The old adage, if you throw it 2-2, you might as well throw it 3-2 if you liked it at 2-2.
This will be the 37th pitch for A.J. Burnett. He threw 10 in the first inning. High fly ball, left center. Granderson makes the play. And the White Sox do not score. No runs to hit. 2 men left. A.J. works into and out of trouble. We go to the bottom of the second. Express, enjoy the journey. 3 more games against the White Sox, all night games. Tomorrow's on my 9. And then a weekend series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all different times there. Then the Yankees hit the road. 4 against the Tigers in Detroit. And then 3 against the Rangers in Texas. All of those games will be on Yes.
Have 16 games in 16 days.
This is the 3rd of that streak. Here's Alex Rodriguez. Count 0-1. Alex with his 22nd career grand slam on Saturday. So he is 1 behind Lou Gehrig for the all-time lead in that category. The Iron Horse had 23. And there's 22 for Alex. Got himself into a good hitter's count and just crushed the baseball. And that broke the tie with Manny Ramirez. They were tied at 21. Stayed with a breaking ball and fouled it back.
Well, haven't been around Alex doing this TV stuff and also haven't been able to play with him in 05. I haven't seen him this comfortable. Not only physically, but mentally. Just in a real good place. Obviously, the numbers are indicative of that, his talent.
Strike 3. Alex down looking. So Teixeira and A-Rod looking to call 3rd strike.
This little paint looks like Umber dropped down a little bit. See a little comeback there? Looks like it's further away. Not Sam Holbrook. Let's see if this ball comes back on the plate. Nope. A couple inches outside. Umber got the call. You know, when I see that, these hitters, they know exactly whether it's on the plate or not. As often as they see so many pitches in the major leagues, great plate recognition.
Here's Cano, 13-game hitting streak. Lofts that one to left field. Juan Pierre on the run for the second out.
So they help me out. This is a tough guy. Juan Pierre had a little tough go last few games. Struggling in left field defensively. Yeah, see that sky there? It's not dark enough. But yet that somewhat white baseball, it's all rubbed up with some mud. It's hard to see in the twilight.
Here's Nick Swisher. Nick's been struggling, especially from this side of the plate. 2 hits in his last 26 at bats. And he's hitting .234. Still looking for his first home run. Now 1-1. Most of Nick's averages come from the right side. Unfortunately, though, when you're a switch hitter, you'd rather be stronger from the left side because there are so many more right-handed pitchers. But Nick worked a lot in the cage in Baltimore trying to get that left-handed swing right.
You know, that's tough when you mention that. You know, guys that are switch hitters and they're trying to find the stroke. Right now, Swisher's struggling from the left side. And then here comes a couple lefties. And then you bet right hand, okay, you get a couple knocks, but you still don't feel comfortable and you have to go back. Much more difficult to be consistent.
Threw his bat at that one and fouled it off.
Fighting off the 2 strikes. Big curveball from Phil Umber. Nick's always had such a very good eye, knowing balls and strikes, not afraid to take his walks. Here's a pitch right here, sitting 2 strikes, up in the zone. That's a bad pitch right there, but he keeps his head on it, peels off just enough to break a ball high, actually being a hanger.
1-2. Missed with that one. Count 2-2.
First changeup from Philip Humber. Up, I guess. Above the belt. Can't go by the letters anymore. Anything above the belt is usually a ball.
Certainly into left field. Backing up is Pierre. Still back. He has room to make the play on the warning track for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. Humber, 6 up, 6 down. How about a dog? Back it up with a dog. We go to the third. There's no score, just one hit for the Chicago White Sox. So Humber and Burnett are hooked in a pitcher's duel here as we go to the third. We also go to Kim Jones, who will join us from the third base camera box. Kim, obviously the big news today was about the Yankees, Phil Hughes, and tell us what you know.
Well, Michael, after Saturday's long toss and bullpen work, Phil Hughes was so encouraged. He was looking ahead to a first rehab start this coming Thursday. All that stood in the way was today's bullpen. Unfortunately, that bullpen did not go well.
As Morel grounds out to third, what went wrong, though?
After about 20 pitches, Michael, Phil stopped the session. He's told the media later he felt deadness in his arm. If you need a layman's example, because most of us don't have any idea what he means, he said if someone punches your thigh really hard and it gets numb, that's how his arm feels. So he went inside and got some treatment, and Dr. Christopher Ahmad was on his way here to evaluate Hughes, who at least was in the dugout earlier tonight. So Hughes says that he is not concerned about an injury. He has said that all along as he battles this arm fatigue. However, he is worried that this situation is going on. And Al, your former pitching coach Larry Rothschild said that this is new territory for everyone, and asked if he has ever had a pitcher go through this sort of a dead arm period. Rothschild's response, Al, was not to this extent. So Joe Girardi calling this definitely a setback, and they will know more after Ahmad makes a diagnosis.
Well, see, that would be my concern, or wait for that, because look, every pitcher has soreness, Kim, as you know, being around and doing plenty of interviews. You know, to have soreness this long, that's what Larry Rothschild's talking about. And yes,
but he doesn't really have soreness, Al. He has a dead arm. I don't think there's a pain or a soreness.
All right, well, dead arm to me was soreness. And he mentioned Larry did to you, Kim, about punching in the leg, or did Phil Hughes say that?
Phil Hughes.
Yeah, Phil Hughes.
I say that a dead arm to me was as if you punch somebody in the arm and you have that soreness of like a bruise.
A drag bunt by Pierre and played beautifully by Teixeira and Cano.
Nice play. You have to be on the alert with Juan Pierre. He will bunt, normally lay down a bunt to the left side. Tried to see if they could get Teixeira. Look how close Teixeira was. This is a dead bunt. A great play by a Gold Glove first baseman. Nice for Cano to be able to get over there as quickly as he did. Nice play.
So, Kim, what concerned me is that Joe Girardi, who usually plays it very close to the vest, said that he's concerned.
He did say that, Michael, and when I asked him how the bullpen went, his first two words were not good. So Joe didn't mince words today. This is definitely a setback, as Girardi mentioned, and again, we'll await further word, but certainly disappointment that Phil Hughes would have this kind of a setback today.
Now, a setback yesterday was Mariano Rivera blowing his second straight game. He threw 33 pitches, 31 in the ninth inning. Is he available tonight?
Well, you know, Michael, I talked about this with Bob and Jack on the pregame, and at that point, the information was that Joe wouldn't necessarily stay away from Mariano because he had had so much rest leading up to yesterday's outing. I've since learned the Yankees will try very hard to stay away from Mariano. Circumstances could change, but they will try to stay away from their closer. The good news is Rafael Soriano, who was not available the last 2 days with some back tightness, told the manager today he's good to go. So Joe Girardi does believe he has Soriano available.
Good stuff, Kim. We'll hear from you a little bit later on.
Thank you, Michael and Al.
That's Kim Jones. We'll hear from her on the post-game show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. 2-1 count on Alexei Ramirez, and he tries to bunt, bunts it right back to A.J. Burnett, takes his time and makes the play. And you can see the White Sox are absolutely desperate to get on base. Two straight guys try to bunt. They give A.J. Burnett a 9-pitch, 1-2-3 inning. And conserve energy in your home. You can save up to $700 on your energy bills and make your home safer and cooler this summer. To learn more, go to getenergysmart.org. When we go to the bottom of the third inning on the Lincoln scoreboard, there is no score, so two attempted bunts at the top of the order for the White Sox. It doesn't work out for them. Played beautifully by the Yankees, one by Teixeira to Cano and one by Burnett to Teixeira. Bottom third of the Yankee order against Umber. They've yet to reach base, and here is Posada. Al, just to put a bow on the entire Phil Hughes thing, did you ever have a dead arm during your career?
Yes.
And how did you correct it?
extra training, weights. I would get in the training room, whirlpool, heat, ice, long toss, rest preferably. If you got an extra day somewhere. During the start, as I got a little older, I realized whatever my comfortable velocity was, let's say 90, and if you were off on that, it was okay. You would end up realizing, hey, it's okay. If my velocity's off a little bit, I still have, plan B, C, whatever that is. More curveballs, more changeups. Be conscious of keeping the ball down, and you work through it.
But you were older then.
I was older. Yeah, when I was younger, probably like Phil, I would have been concerned. It's scary, Michael. Look, here's a young kid. 18-game winner last year. All-star. And all of a sudden now, and you have to, oh, by the way, answer to, what's wrong with your velocity? What's wrong with your velocity? Hey, your velocity's down. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. That plays on you mentally, of course, physically. And then you start going out, you don't want to believe it. You're hearing it, hey, I feel fine. You're going through your normal routine, getting in the training room with the strength and conditioning coach. You get all of that, and it's not coming out. So, yes, I think the concern is to be conservative. If it means to put him on the DL and really figure it out, give him extensive time off for him to get it back, because there's no. If you're telling me there is anything wrong with him and he dropped consistently 3 miles an hour, that's not normal. Which is what it's been. Last year we had this pitch FX stuff, right? He was averaging 92 and change, and this year it's been higher. Yeah, almost 93. Touched some 96s, and this year he's been right at 90. So get it right. If it's a matter of him, whatever they have to do to get him mentally and physically where he needs to be. It's a big part of this rotation. Very high ceiling on Phil Hughes.
He's a high commodity for the Yankees. He's a homegrown pitcher that a lot of teams have asked for in trades, and the Yankees held off, and it paid off for them last year when he made the All-Star team and won 18 games. Count 0-2 on Russell Martin. Russell, 13 for his last 36. He's been red hot. Check swing. Just missed. Russell Martin has 6 home runs, and that is his career high for a calendar month, any month. His previous high was 5 homers in August of 2007. 2-2.
Fair to say, what an unbelievable, pleasant surprise, Russell Martin.
And that's why. Last year with the Dodgers in 331 at-bats, 5 homers. Now 58 at-bats, 6 homers. And flawless behind the plate. Swing and a miss, so he goes down on strikes. Umber with 4 strikeouts so far.
Oh, that is emergency hack. Hanging slider, 3-2. Oh, it's going to drop. Swing late. That's a middle. You throw that pitch and get a 2-0, 2-1, 3-2 count. A little bit of a 2-strike approach, protecting. Got away with a hanging slider. So far, of the 8 batters, 7 of the 8 batters he started, Umber has strike 1. Teach that in Little League.
Gardner shows bunt.
There we go. Just jinxed him. 1-0. 2 of 9 batters now. Going 1-0.
We told you about Umber being a former #1 draft pick of the Mets. And he was still highly valued even after the Tommy John surgery, because he was part of the deal that got Johan Santana to go to the Mets. The Mets put Umber in the package to go to Minnesota. Still highly thought of, but Minnesota gave up on him right away. That one's grounded to first. Konerko will step on the bag, and that will do it. So 9 up, 9 down against Phil Umber. We played 3 here at the stadium. There's no score on yes. It's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Derek Jeter has won 5 Gold Gloves at shortstop. Which 4 shortstops have won more than 5 Gold Gloves? I think those guys might know.
You know that one.
Not allowed to guess.
I know.
And the guy that could relieve us of our duties is in the ballpark tonight if we guess.
Who would that be?
I'll tell you later. No score. How about this? The White Sox have now gone 23 innings without scoring a run. And A.J. Burnett would like to make it 24. He'll face the heart of the order, Quinton, Konerko, and Dunn. Breaking ball, 1-0.
Well, let's take a look at the Home Depot Hitters Scouting Report. Carlos Quinton, what a year so far. We talked about he's been much of the office with Konerko. Extra base hits. Of his hits, 24 of hits this year, 17 of them extra base hits. 71% of his hits so far have been extra base hits. Student on and off the field. How about this, Michael Kay? You're a smart guy. Graduated 3.5 years from Stanford University.
That's smart.
And while he was rehabbing for a Tommy John surgery, he finished his political science degree in 2003. And mentioned stay healthy. Boy, this guy, Tommy John in 03, lower back in 04, a tear in his labrum in 07. I think he lost out on the MVP in 08 when he broke his wrist, slamming the bat up against his wrist. Has had a plethora of injuries that has really cost him, I think, maybe not superstar, but certainly one of the better players in the game.
Leads the American League with 17 extra base hits. So he graduated from Stanford in 3.5 years. Piker. Mike Messina did it in 3 years. Same school.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. That one is lined to center field. Granderson took a step back, now tries to come in, and the ball gets by him. Backing him up is Gardner, and that'll hold Quinton to a double. The big swing got Granderson. He took the step back, then tried to make up ground, made the dive, and couldn't keep it in front of him.
Yeah, that's the hardest ball, Michael, for an outfielder. A low line drive initially off the bat. He did take a step back, making this what would have been a spectacular play. You see him coming up short about a foot. Lucky it didn't hit him in the face.
Yeah.
That little low liner, some top spin to it. It looks like it's got trajectory to go over your head. Cost him a hit, cost him a double. 12 doubles on the year now for Carlos Quinton.
18 extra base hits now. That'll bring up Konerko. Buzzed him with a fastball upstairs. 48% of his career hits have been extra base hits. That's the 4th highest percentage amongst active players. The other one's Branyan, Dunn, and Ortiz.
Some ducks on the pond. That's an RBI machine.
One 2-0. Pitch carefully to Konerko here. You have first base open. But then the flip side is you don't want to put another runner on base for Dunn who could hit a home run.
Yeah, especially here at the stadium, Michael. Big left-hander. Short porch right field.
Staying away from him. The count now 3-0.
Almost looks that way, doesn't it? Pitching around in here with nobody out. You get behind, and certainly Konerko, any middle of the lineup hitter, bat 4th there tonight. You want to make sure you make that pitcher's pitch, and before you know it, you're 3-0.
Fastball right there, assuming that Konerko would take, and the count 3-1.
Well, Dunn lifetime 214. And this is early for matchups if you're thinking as for A.J. Burnett. You just want to get outs. A lifetime Konerko 308, 4 for 13, 2 home runs coming into tonight's game. He did walk in his first at bat.
Now 3-2. Quinton leads off second. Nobody out, full count. And the payoff from Burnett. Hit sharply to Cano. He thought about going to third, but takes the out at first as Quinton moves to third with one out. The ball was hit so sharply to Cano, he did give it a long thought.
Well, anything to the right side, even this is a one-hopper to Robinson Cano, strong arm, right decision there. Make sure you get the out right off the bat. Ground ball to the right side, base runner second base, you're trying to advance to third base. Productive out on the right side, hard smash, nice play by Robinson Cano, and a good decision to get the out.
Here's Adam Dunn. The Yankees obviously will play the infield back. They'll give up the run. Dunn singled to right in the second. There's a ground ball right to Jeter. That's going to score a run, and that breaks the streak of 23 1/3 scoreless innings by the White Sox. They lead 1-0.
Well, another hard hit ball, but the Yankee defense right in the proper shift. Look where he's playing, a little bit to the right side of second base, right past hot smash A.J. Burnett. Derek Jeter getting the easy out.
Here's Alex Arias. Rios 0 for 21 and 1 for his last 25. When Alex was with the Blue Jays, he really hit the Yankees well. Hit 26 straight games. That one's popped up behind the plate. Martin gives it a look. And that was from September of 06 through June of 08.
Yeah, that was a big contract that ended up being able to unload it to the White Sox. The Toronto Blue Jays was able to do so. Everybody thought that was terrific for him to be able to do that.
Well, what the Blue Jays did was they put him on waivers.
That's right.
And Kenny Williams, the GM of the White Sox, claimed him just to block him. And the Blue Jays said, here, you got him, and you got the whole contract, too.
I'm going to lower his hands there. We'll take another look at that. You know, you get a guy struggling as we're showing his statistics, but to start this low, and now watch, he's going to end up loading, which is to get his hand in hitting position. That's a lot of movement for a guy who is struggling. Normally you see somebody who try to simplify their swing. And the flip side of that is say, hey, look, you know, this is the way I've done it. I'm comfortable. When I'm hot, I hit like this, and I'm going to stay with it. As a pitcher, when I look at this, I say he's got a lot of movement, and he's probably late on some fastballs.
Not straight back here. Those are the last 4 years by Alex Rios. Nice bounce back year last year, 284, 21, and 88. Three-2. Ground ball to short. Jeter, and a nice scoop on the backhand by Mark Teixeira. Well, the White Sox get one run. It's not exactly a great haul for them, but when you don't score, it's pretty good. Gehrig has won 5 Gold Gloves at shortstop. Just won one in 2010. Which 4 shortstops have won more than 5 Gold Gloves? Al?
Well, Ozzie Smith's got to be one. I think Omar Vizquel, and help me out.
Luis Aparicio and Mark Belanger. Omar Vizquel is on the White Sox bench at the age of 44 years old. Turned 44 yesterday.
And he's wearing, is he wearing Luis Aparicio's number? He was retired. Nice honor, nice tribute.
Derek Jeter swings and misses. So Philip Humber has pitched very well. Comes into the game with a 4.42 ERA, but he has not allowed a base runner by the Yankees. So Carlos Quentin scores a run for Philip Humber. They were once on opposite teams. Quentin's Stanford team lost the 2003 College World Series to Humber's Rice team. And now he is here trying to have Humber win the game. We tie it all together.
Was he Lance Berkman? No, Lance is older than him. Of course he is.
Yes. That one's driven to right field. Quentin is there, and he runs it down. Ball hit hard by Jeter, but Quentin ran it down for the first out.
Well, this is second time around now, and the Yankee hitter is such a veteran group. There's no history with Phil Humber and the Yankees. And, you know, normally I'd like to, as a hitter, that I've always felt that more at bats, you get to see release point, you know the breaking ball, you know what pitches they like to go to, which side of the plate their strengths and weaknesses are.
Granderson takes a strike from Humber.
So it becomes more of a fact-finding mission that first go-round with a pitcher you haven't seen.
Granderson, an 8-game hitting streak. And he bunts off the plate, but foul.
So far, Philip Humber, look at this ratio. I'd say at the amount of batters he's gotten ahead, that's a great ratio at that. 37 strikes, 18 balls, and 55 pitches. He's shown 2 different breaking balls, and he's used his changeup. 4 pitches tonight, as Yankee hitters have seen. The curveball at that 77 to 80 mark, and a little slider, a little better velocity, tighter break on the breaking ball. 2 types of off-speed pitches, and then the changeup. Fastball not overpowering. We've seen 90, 91.
A little bit high. And the count is full at 3-2. And the pitch. He walked him. So there's the Yankees' first base runner. Granderson on base for Mark Teixeira. Teixeira struck out looking in the first inning. Humber with 4 strikeouts so far. White Sox shift for Teixeira. Alexei Ramirez up the middle. Now a step or 2 toward the shortstop side of the bag. The third baseman, Brent Morrell, is playing where the shortstop would normally play. Maybe a shade toward the hole. We've seen teams shift much more drastically for Teixeira than this.
Pull the outfield. This is all done on spray charts. All of these pitches are recorded, and obviously where the ball is hit.
Count 1-1. Just missed that one. Beckham will make the play for the second one. That's a major league pop-up right there.
Yes, it is. Big league pop-up, no doubt about it. This ended up being a cutter. He saw 2 change-ups in a row from Umber. Ball getting in just enough for Umber's liking to get in on his hands, gets an uppercut swing. That right there, folks, is what you call just missing it. Wind kicking up here at the stadium.
Rodriguez swings and misses. Runner goes. Throw to second. Not in time. Good throw. But Granderson just got in.
Well, let's see, kind of not a huge lead, decent jump. Brzezinski, 12 of 13, the success rate for Major League base runners so far. Good release, good throw. Bang, bang play.
Just got in. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Todd Tickener makes a good call at second base. And the 0-2. Lofted into right center field and deep. Giving chase is Quinton on the run. He'll make the play for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We played 4 at the stadium. White Sox lead the Yankees 1-0. Rookie of the Year is at the game tonight, and he's going to be jumping over some cars in the parking lot a little bit later on. That's how he won the Slam Dunk Championship this year. Unbelievable. He jumped over a car and made an unbelievable dunk. So there's Blake Griffin. Great player. And there's Landry Fields of the Knicks along with Andy Routens of the Knicks. And the Knicks, unfortunately, got swept out of the playoffs by the Celtics. And yesterday was game 4. And I'm sure they're thrilled to be at Yankee Stadium, but they would rather have been going to Boston to play Game 5 tomorrow. And the 0-1. Krasinski fouls it off. 0-2. You ever play any basketball, Al?
I did.
In high school?
Yes.
Were you good?
No.
Really?
After my freshman year, the varsity basketball coach, who was also the defensive back coach on the football team, came out and said, Al, don't go out for basketball next year. I don't want to have to cut you.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, but that shouldn't have stopped you. There's a ground ball to second. Cano gobbles it up because Michael Jordan was cut as a freshman off his high school team. He was.
I know. Al Leiter, Michael Jordan.
For all you kids out there, don't get discouraged.
Like me.
Right, because Al said, okay, then I'll become a superstar baseball player.
No, I knew. I played basketball for my buddies and to stay in shape for baseball.
Here's Gordon Beckham. Bet you were a little bit of a chucker, right?
No, it was underneath. I was a banger over the boards. Yeah.
68 pitches for Burnett. That's how it breaks down. He had that 27-pitch second inning. The 1-0. There's a strike. First game of a 7-game homestand. 4 against the White Sox, and then the Blue Jays come to town. A 3-game weekend set with the Blue Jays. And the count 2-2. AJ has never lost a game in April while a member of the Yankees. Popped up right side. He's 8-0 in 14 starts as a Yankee in the month of April. And there are the numbers, and he's going to get another April start. I would assume that he would pitch on Saturday.
April 30th, Saturday. Toronto Blue Jays come to town.
The 2-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. So Beckham down on strikes. Now what Ozzie wants, he wants him to ask for help, because most people don't think that the home plate umpire could really see a check swing if they're looking at the pitch.
Well, I mean, a lot of swing, a break under the wrist, a little committed. I don't know. I think Sam Holbrook had as good a look as anybody.
I'll just re-quote our colleague Paul O'Neill, who said you have to check every time there's a check swing with the base umpire. He said because if you're looking at the pitch, you cannot also look at whether the guy swung or not.
Okay, but I'll then say if out of the hand it's a curveball down and away in the dirt and you know you're going to call it a ball probably 45 feet to home plate, you don't have to see where the ball's ended up because you're going to call it a ball anyway.
But you still have to watch the ball, don't you?
Why? It's out of the zone. Out of the hand. As good as hitters have plate recognition, umpires are better.
Swing and a miss.
Now, if it's close, I'm going to agree with Paul. If it's an inch or two off the plate and they're not sure, the umpire has to track it all the way. And you can't see both. I agree with that. But a pitch like that, that was a 59-foot curveball away.
And the 1-2. Dribbled slowly to short. Charging is Jeter. And he gets Morel for the final out of the 5th. Good 5 innings for A.J. Burnett. We are halfway through. White Sox up by 1. day.
Nice play. Derek Jeter come charging in, all in one motion. Quick little flip throw. Nice play from Teixeira, staying on the bag. GE partner play.
1-0. White Sox over the Yankees. It'll be Cano, Swisher, and Posada.
Well, Robinson Cano is first at bat, swung at the first pitch, fly ball to left. Let's see if he tries the keyhole. Yep, takes a pitch there. Trying to bait Brent Morel to come on in.
Grounded to first. There's one away. Philip Humber has yet to allow a hit. The Yankees' only base runner, a walk by Curtis Granderson in the fourth inning.
Well, this right here is exceeding. Talking to a lot of the people who cover the White Sox and around the team, they said he's done a nice job, but with this Yankee lineup and his inexperience and basically lack of overall success, he's doing exceeding expectation, I think, right now. He's pitching a heck of a ball game.
What an opportunity for Humber. Keep pitching like this, they'll find starts for you. One's fouled away off the bat of Swisher. Swisher, deep fly ball to left in the second inning. Ozzie Guillen can't feel that comfortable, though. 1-0 lead and a bullpen that has been sieve-like. So he'd like to get some more runs against A.J. Burnett. Did that get Swisher? Yes, it did. So Nick will get on after getting hit by a pitch.
Hard for a left-handed batter to get out of the way of a breaking ball from the right side. Oh, just hit him on just at the end of his left toe. Yeah. They commit to the pitch. Stride steps down, and it's hard to get out of the way.
Here's the struggling Jorge Posada, 3 for his last 27, but he does hit for home runs. There's a ground ball to Konerko. They go to second one. On to first, a 3-6-3 double play. As the Yankees are being no-hit by Philip Humber. In the fifth, no runs, no hits. And because of the double play, nobody left on base. Konerko started it, and he finished it with the catch. We go to the sixth. by Priest in 3D in theaters May 13th, and by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. Well, who'd have thunk this? Philip Humber is no-hitting the Yankees through 5 innings, and the Yankees are trailing 1-0. So a run in the 4th inning by the White Sox, their first run in 23 innings. Right now is giving them the lead. Top of the order, Juan Pierre against A.J. Burnett, who's pitched very well. Pitches high, 1-0.
Well, you know, look, Juan Pierre bunts a lot. This is very close, as he should, because Juan Pierre has shown he bunted earlier, tried to pull it down the first base line. Good play from Teixeira.
Line to the left field, coming on Gardner, and he makes the play. Oh, what a play by Gardner. Alley had it played beautifully, and then his speed caught up with the line drive.
Great play. You know, this is the setup here from Juan Pierre. You know that the third baseman's in, and this is the little splash hit to left field, the slap hit, as Juan Pierre's made a career of doing so. Nice play, good jump. The speed of Gardner getting up on that ball, excellent. Certainly A.J. Burnett loving it.
Here's Alexi Ramirez, and he skies that one to right field, giving chase his swisher toward the line. That'll make the play. You know what I like about what Gardner's doing now? He is really struggling a lot at the plate, but he is not taking it out on the field. He made an absolutely splendid play behind Mariano Rivera in the 8th inning yesterday in Baltimore, going back. This time he makes this play coming in. Just really good glove work.
Well, you know, and that's exactly what he should do, and every player should do. You're struggling, you don't take your hitting out to the field. Look, you know, that who knows how this plays out, but that could have saved the game. Juan Pierre, great speed, maybe steal a bag. Look at Alex Rodriguez, and then top spin too. Very nice play.
And that's all or nothing at all. You make a dive for that, and it gets by you. Not too good. Pierre did not like it at all. It's been that sort of year offensively for the White Sox.
Right here, you get 2 quick outs. Ramirez doing A.J. a favor, swinging at the first pitch. Now you get behind this middle of the lineup. Even though they're struggling, Quinton is not one of them. Konerko on deck. You got the big lefty in the hole.
The 2-0. Nubbed in front of the plate. Russell Martin will take it. Make the out at first, and a 1-2-3 inning for A.J. Burnett. He is retired 9 in a row after Quinton's double in the 4th. Helped by a nice play by Brett Gardner. 6-pitch inning for A.J. Let's check out the Delta League leaders, and these are the slugging leaders. Alex Rodriguez is atop that list. In fact, there are 3 of the first 5 in the American League are New York Yankees. That's all coming into tonight. You got A-Rod, Granderson, and Russell Martin. Look at that. Russell Martin leads off. Bill Bolin just producing the heck out of this game. Last 13 pitches in the game have produced 7 outs. So working quickly, economically, and effectively, both pitchers. Pitch outside to Russell Martin. Martin struck out in the 3rd inning. Yankees with no hits. Grounded to short. Ramirez. 1 out. We talked about Brett Gardner, who's coming up to the plate with 1 out, and what he has done defensively yesterday against Luke Scott with 2 outs in the 8th inning, covering a lot of ground and hauling it in. And Mariano likes what he sees tonight off the bat of Juan Pierre. Got a good jump, forward dive, and another fist pump from the pitcher.
And the jump is really 90% of it. You see an outfielder get the great jump. Now with the combination of his speed, can catch an awful lot of balls that are hanging up in the air.
There's a strike to Gardner. Gardner 2 for his last 15.
Protected against the bunt. In a no-hit game, is it a bad play? That's part of his game.
Count 0-2. Zeros across for the Yankees, 1, 2, and 0 for the White Sox. So Philip Humber pitching a no-hitter. The 0-2. Grounded foul. Now, Al, you pitched a no-hitter for the Marlins against the Rockies. When did you start thinking about it?
After the 7th inning.
The 0-2. Rounded to second base. Beckham. 2 outs.
Well, and I say that because it's even winding up this way. In my no-hitter, I had 2 walks. And I ended up, through the 7th inning is the meat of a lineup. You flip it over 3 times. It'll be the 3rd time they see you. And if a couple walks, you're facing 3, 4, 5. If it's 1 walk, you're facing 2, 3, 4. Obviously, the meat of any offensive lineup. And I say, you get through that 7th, now you're dealing the 8th inning with either 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. And then pure adrenaline 9th inning.
77 pitches for Umber. He's allowed a walk, and he also hit a batter. And the walk was to Granderson, who stole second. That's the Yankees' only runner in scoring position. Here's Jeter. Hit the ball hard last time. Line drive to right. Run down by Clinton. That was fouled back to the screen. And the 0-1. Grounded to 3rd. Grabbed there by Morel, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning on 9 pitches by Philip Umber. Let's take it to the 7th. It's 1-0 Chicago. Toyota text poll. Once again, the question, who do you think should be the White Sox closer? You've been texting us at 58772 all night, and here's how you voted. Very close vote, so nobody really has a strong opinion. Sergio Santos wins with 29%, then Jesse Crane 27, Thornton 24, Chris Sale 20.
That's the way Ozzie Guillen feels as well.
Cadillac scoreboard has the White Sox leading 1-0. So A.J. Burnett has pitched beautifully. Unfortunately for him, Philip Humber has pitched better. Down back. Four, 5, and 6 in the White Sox order, starting with Konerko. A walk and a ground ball to second for Konerko. Fouled off the other way.
Now look at A.J. Burnett's start. Certainly very good. Through 6 innings, only 2 hits and 1 run. He's made pitches when he's had to. And he's thrown his breaking ball enough for strikes early in the zone to where they have to consider it late in the count. But he's getting away with a lot of fastballs that look hittable, that have enough velocity on it to get by these hitters.
Ground ball to Alex Rodriguez. He has time, takes it, and makes it 1 out. Well, let's look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Visit us online at verizon.com/getFios to get the best deals in Fios. Gavin Floyd will go for the White Sox against Ivan Nova. Our coverage on Yes will begin at 6. Now, the game is going to be on My 9 at 7. First pitch right around 7:07, 7:08. So make a date with us tomorrow. Yankee baseball. Shift is on for Adam Dunn. 3 infielders on the right side. And the first pitch is inside.
First pitch changeup. He's thrown, I have him for 4 changeups. That being the 4th changeup here on his 88th pitch for the night. Another one. You're 1-0 game. You're deep into your pitch count. You want to use it. It's not a bad idea at all. I love the fact that AJ's getting more confidence in it. You're Adam Dunn. You're looking fastball here for sure. Another one. 3 in a row.
Now AJ has told Russell Martin, listen, I'm never going to shake to a change, but I won't shake off when you put the change down. But AJ was telling me last week that he's feeling so good about the change that he actually might shake to it. He ends up walking Dunn.
You know what? And that's going to happen. I'm glad he's feeling that way, because unless you pitch a 2-pitch pitcher, which primarily that's what A.J. Burnett's been in his career, because that's all he's needed, and you use your changeup as an emergency, you never gain confidence in it. And the more he starts seeing good results and getting outs, you betcha you call it. You don't need to rely on your catcher. It's a good pitch.
Philip Humber would like more runs. He's in a tight ball game here at 1-0. Strike to Alex Rios. Rios 0 for 2. Hitless in his last 22 at bats, hitting 157. Breaking ball for a strike. Nice pitch.
Nice. Alex Rios sizing him up. First pitch. He's struggling. Gets a fastball down the middle. Takes it. Now that beautiful curveball. Great combination. Not only changing eyesight height-wise, but also the velocity. 12, 14 mile an hour difference.
Count 1 and 2. Strong wind blowing here at the stadium. The flags are blowing in. You can see the ones in left center field. So it's going to take something to hit one out. They've kind of whipped up a little bit more in the last couple of innings.
High fastball.
1-2. 2-2.
Pitching 1-1. You throw the high fastball. You wanted to see if Rios would chase, and now you come with a breaking ball down the zone. Change velocities, eyesight. See if Russell Mark calls a curveball. Fastball away.
2-2. That breaks his streak of 0 for 22, a single left field. So runners on first and second with one man out. Let's check out the White Sox in-game box score brought to you by Panasonic Lumix. Not a lot of hits there. Carlos Quinton with a double, and he scored a run. Adam Dunn with a single, and now Alex Rios with a single. And Adam Dunn drove in that run not with the single, but with a ground ball. Second inning that the White Sox have 2 runners on. They had the first 2 runners in the second, but A.J. wiggled out of trouble. There's A.J. Przinsky. He is 0 for 2. This could be 2. Tough hop. There's 1. On to first. It's a double play. A.J. Burnett pumped his fist as he walked off the mound, appreciative of the twin killing. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. At the end of 6 1/2, it's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. White Sox lead the Yankees 1-0. We're going to stay right where we are and honor America in the Bronx.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Will you please rise and remove your caps? Please direct your attention now to the microphones behind home plate, and welcome 2 of the stars of the hit musical Mama, I Wanna Sing, Amaya Noel Higginson and Elijah Ahmad Lewis. In honor of the servicemen and women stationed around the globe, they will now sing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, wide and far.
Right now, here at Yankee Stadium, Philip Humber is not allowed a hit to the New York Yankees. They've only had 2 base runners. Curtis Granderson walked, and Nick Swisher was hit by a pitch. That's the Yankees in-game box score, brought to you by Panasonic Lumix. So it's going to be Granderson, Teixeira, and A-Rod. The pitch count is at 79 for Humber as he enters the 7th inning. Pitch is low, 1-0. Cadillac scoreboard, 1-0. White Sox. Grounded to first. Konerko is there, 1 out. Al, what's he doing? Why is he pitching so well?
I was just going to say, Philip Humber has shown a fastball in 87 to 90-91. Donnie Cooper, the pitching coach for the White Sox. I see late movement. I see a guy that is getting ahead just about every batter. He's shown 4 pitches. I think he's gotten away with some pitches in the sense that it looks hittable, at least location-wise and velocity, but he's got movement on that pitch that you can't see. Certainly sitting up here. Like that pitch right there, that's 87 miles an hour down the middle. It's a 2-seam running fastball, meaning it'll have a little bit of tail running away from the left-hander in on the righty. I think he's sneaky fast. Drop a backdoor curveball. There are certain guys, Michael, that you look at the radar gun, 95 or better, gets peppered. Hitters will see it. Then you got a guy like this, I assume, based on his delivery and how it's coming out, it looks faster than the velocity showing. Sneaky fast.
But the thing that makes you wonder is that he really never pitched like this in the big leagues. And he's putting together one for the ages. 1 out here into the 7th inning. If that was his style, then I'd understand it, but he came in with a 4.42 ERA.
Yeah, for a guy coming into tonight's game, 31 games, he only had 5 game starts coming into tonight's game. So 6 game starts, 32 games.
Just missed with that one, so now the count is full.
He did have a good start against Tampa Bay. His first start after 2 relief appearances, 6 innings, 1 run.
Humber working quickly, deals the 3-2, and he walks to Sheriff.
Let's take a look at the K by K. Humber, fastball, paint. Couldn't pull the trigger. Alex has a comeback fastball. A little off the plate. Big curveball. Posada, hanging slider down the middle to Russell Martin.
He's had a workout of the stretch just 3 times with his 2 walks and 1 hit batter. And here's Alex Rodriguez. Count 1-0.
You know, think about this start here too for Ozzie Guillen. The White Sox haven't won. They're in a bad slump. This isn't just about a no-hitter. This is a 1-0 game. It's not about, let's see if the young man gets a no-hitter. They got a tight ball game here.
And they got to start winning some games. They've lost 10 of their last 11 games. And there are people in Chicago murmuring about people losing their jobs, like the hitting coach Greg Walker, and some people questioning Ozzie Guillen. So you're not dealing with history here. You're just dealing. They need to win on this Monday night. And as Al said, the no-hitter almost becomes secondary because they got to get a win here. I don't know if they'll push his pitch total that high, but it'd be awfully tough to take him out. This will be his 90th pitch. 1-1. And there's the no-hitter. Alex Rodriguez with a single up the middle. So now they have to worry about protecting their lead.
Well, you'll see Ozzie get with Donnie Cooper, the pitching coach, getting the bullpen ready as that bench count gets up. With Philip Humber, his best start in the big leagues. Buying a little time here, A.J. Pierzynski. Now it's preserving a win for the White Sox. Let's take a look at the pitch by pitch. A little high fastball running inside, up and for a ball, a little slider, cutter, and then fastball away. Alex stayed up the middle, hard grounder past Umber, breaking up the no-hitter.
So now the Yankees have to go about the business of trying to win this game, and I think Ozzie is also somewhat hesitant to go to that bullpen. Chris Sale getting ready. One of 3 lefties out there. Cano fouls it away.
Chris Sale has struggled, and it is a bullpen by committee. Ever since Bobby Jenks signed with the Red Sox. They tried him at closer, sidearm, tough breaking ball, good fastball. Matt Thornton also. A lot of lefties, switch hitters in the Yankee lineup. Short porch to right.
Just missed that pitch. Count 0-2. Fouled it straight back. Cano wants that back.
You said it, Michael. You didn't read his lips here. This is a slider supposed to be in on his hands. Middle away. Hitting the ball straight back. Your timing's right. You just got underneath it slightly.
So Teixeira with a walk and Alex Rodriguez with a clean ground ball single up the middle to break up the no-hitter. Now the Yankees are dealing with the shutout and the lead. How tough is it to collect your thoughts after you lost a no-hitter?
You know what? In a game like this, I think you better do it quickly. There's no doubt about it. With very little wiggle room, 1-0 lead. It's upsetting, of course, initially. You're thinking history and you have a chance to be part of something special. Got to change the page quickly.
Swing and a miss, and he did by striking out Cano.
Just enough velocity showed Robinson Cano. A lot of sliders, and Robinson cannot lay off that high fastball. Just kept running up in the zone for a ball and chasing out of the zone. Good pitch. Defensive count. He's ahead in the count. 1-2. You know, often pitchers are taught to keep the ball down in the zone. You know, ball low is hard to hit out of the ballpark. Elevating higher than high is very effective, as we just saw with Robinson Cano swinging through it, especially after a dose of breaking balls down the zone.
Here's Nick Swisher. Nick 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch. Not 1-0. Has not had a home run this year in 19 games, the longest drought to begin a season in his career. Umber was trying to become the 7th former Met. I'm sitting next to one of them to pitch a no-hitter. And the Mets have never, in the history of their franchise, had a pitcher pitch a no-hitter.
Still can't believe that.
Tom Seaver.
Good.
Nolan Ryan was there. You?
No, not me. Don't put me in that one. David Cone.
One, two. Just stayed alive. We're trying to think of the 6. Seaver. Ryan, pitch 7. Al, lighter.
Does AJ Burnett count? Never played in the big leagues. He was minor league property. Does that count?
I don't think that counts at the 6. Mike Scott. And there's one more. But AJ Burnett was actually traded for Al Leiter. And he pitched a no-hitter with the Marlins. Walk 9. The 1-2. Grounded foul.
Just wrapping the breaking ball. He's seen a succession of 4 sliders. I guess they're sliders at 81 mile an hour. Or an overthrown curveball. Some location-wise look hittable.
That's the pitch count breakdown. So this inning has matched his high, which was 20 in the first. His next pitch will be his 100th.
He's had 2 previous starts, 94 pitches respectively.
Grounded to first. Konerko is there. So Umber gives up a hit, but works into and out of trouble. A strong 7 innings for the White Sox right-hander. Let's take it to the 8th. It's 1-0 Chicago. For his night's probably over. Now the White Sox will hold their breath and go to their bullpen. But first, A.J. Burnett has to pitch the 8th inning. We found out that 6th guy, and we should have known. It got good.
And we took it as for granted, right?
Right.
I thought you said it.
Now, Hideo Nomo pitched one before going to the Mets, but we're talking about guys that left the Mets and then pitched the
Scott Erickson, too.
I believe so, yeah.
A little time with the Mets.
Follow the New York Yankees with the MLB.com at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. Gordon Beckham fouls at bat. Count 0-1. You know, caught up in the no-hitter, A.J. Burnett really did some great games.
Really. You obviously you give Philip Umber all the credit for doing what he just did, but no question about it. Yes, this White Sox lineup has struggled lately. I like the combination. Job of Chamberlain warming up. Covered his fastball curve. Sprinkled in enough changeups. He's got good life on his fastball. Here he is in the 8th inning. Just what the Yankees needed.
And the Yankee starters have given them some good outings lately. The 8-inning outing by CC Sabathia on Saturday. Yesterday, Freddie Garcia was just amazing in 6 innings. 6 shutout innings for him. And now A.J. pitching into the 8th.
Well, it's really not a big secret. You have good starting pitching, decent middle relievers, and a good closer. You're going to be in every game. Certainly win the games that you're supposed to. You mentioned Freddie Garcia. I watched that game. I know you were down there. Just an unbelievable split finger, changing speeds, great movement on his fastball. You don't have to throw 95. Get big league hitters out.
1-2.
Cologne up in Toronto.
Yep.
And he's showing some nice life on his fastball. Good velocity.
2-2. Line to right field. Swisher will make the play. Well, today and throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. You can text your vote to 58772. You can vote online at yesnetwork.com. Today's candidates are number 1, Philip Umber, number 2, Adam Dunn, number 3, A.J. Burnett, number 4, Carlos Quinton. Vote now, make your voice heard, and of course, standard text messaging rates apply. Here's Brent Morrell. That one's driven to right field and deep. Going back is Swisher. He's on the track in the corner. He makes the play. Come out to the stadium this Thursday, April 28th, for a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the White Sox and partner with Keep America Beautiful to celebrate Earth Day. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a flower seed pack courtesy of Keep America Beautiful. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Grounded off the foot of Pierre.
Nice job from A.J. Burnett. To 8th inning here, attacking these hitters. Off the front foot there. No guard on the shin guard. It wouldn't have helped. Yeah, it would have. The top of the foot does not feel good, obviously. Alex taking away the bunt. Potential bunt.
Ground ball is short. Jeter will get Pierre. 8 strong innings for A.J. Burnett as the White Sox go down in order. 1-0 Sox. Brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World. And by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. Well, Philip Humber's night is over. 1 hit over 7 innings, and Ozzie Guillen makes a call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. And the new pitcher is going to be the left-hander, tall, thin left-hander, Chris Sale.
Michael, but obviously these numbers aren't reflective of a guy with a great arm. 95 to 100 miles an hour, a devastating put-away slider. It's not the walks that's getting him. 11 hits in 8 2/3 innings.
Al, I've got bad news for you, buddy. You're off the list of 6 pitchers that pitched a no-hitter after the Mets because you pitched yours before. So it's Hideo Nomo replaces you. And the 6 would be Hideo Nomo, David Cone, Dwight Gooden, Mike Scott, Seaver, and Ryan. So you pitched it the first time with the Marlins, not the second time after the Mets.
Right. So I might be the only one that did it before going to the Mets.
I'm not sure. There's Sergio Santos getting ready. Posada grounds one to Morel. And there's one out.
Bit of a slinger, as you see of these few pitches to Posada. Guy had never spent a day in the. He ended up getting drafted in June of 2010 and was in the big leagues the same year. A little time in the International League Charlotte and the Carolina League A ball. 100 miles an hour. Through 11 games in the minors and then up to the big leagues. And did a real nice job for him last year.
Well, they thought that he was going to be their closer eventually, but he has not pitched that well this year. But no one really isn't taking the closer role by the throat.
Well, 22 years old, young kid, #1 pick out of Florida Gulf Coast University.
White Sox have blown 6 saves, the most in the American League. There's a strike. Andrew Jones on deck to pinch hit for Brett Gardner. Strike 3. Martin down looking.
He goes 3-0 count, but gets a 3-0 fastball over and then just cannot pull the trigger. 94 mile an hour. Again, coming from a low 3/4, slinging it. A lot of legs, arms, elbows coming at the hitter. Watch this. Just here it is.
Well, Andrew Jones pinch hitting for Gardner, and Ozzie Guillen had Jones last year with the White Sox, and he's going to mix and match and bring in a right-hander to face Andrew. So Chris Sale comes in, gets 2 outs in the 8th, and now Santos will come on to face Jones. and Jack Curry back in the studio for the WB Mason postgame. Get a breakdown of this first game against Chicago and highlights from around the major leagues. Plus, Kim Jones talks to the team from the clubhouse. It's all coming up on the postgame, and it's only on Yes. Well, Joe Girardi is going to use 3 players with 1 move. Brought in Andrew Jones to pinch hit for Gardner. Ozzie Guillen then counters by bringing the right-hander Santos. Now Girardi has Eric Chavez on the bench. He sends him up to pinch hit for Jones. And then playing left field, he's going to have to be Eduardo Nunez. So he's going to use 3 players for this 1 move. Santos deals, and Chavez takes outside.
Well, you're playing the righty-lefty matchup, of course. Santos, part of this bullpen. Very good so far. 9 2/3 innings, the 13 strikeouts. Could emerge as the closer.
Just from that move, that tells you that Girardi was not comfortable with the lefty Gardner, who's been struggling against Sale, throwing 100 miles an hour. So he knew that Ozzie was probably going to counter with the righty. If not, then he would have been comfortable with Jones against the fastball and left-hander. And Chavez comes through and hits one past the diving Konerko. Konerko is playing close to the line to guard against the double. So Chavez picks up a pinch hit single.
Right, a good count. 2-0 fastball, down and in. Nice juicy zone for every left-hander I've known. No doubles. Konerko, as Michael just said, out of his outstretched reach. Good first baseman over there. Heart smash.
So now Eduardo Nunez will pinch run and take over in left field. Will they have him try to steal against Brzezinski?
Well, 13 for 14 success rate against Brzezinski and the White Sox pitchers. You don't always steal on the catcher.
Runner goes. He goes immediately. Throw to second. Not in time. Nunez did not waste any time, and just like that, boom, he's in scoring position.
I like it. You know, look, Santos, these relievers, they don't compromise a leg kick as he did looking in. Shouldn't do that. Keep your head down, especially with 2 outs. Fastball down the dirt. Good pitch to run on, even though it was a fastball. Quick snap tag from Ramirez. This is a... Well, he got in there fairly easily. Right away, jump out of there. Now 14 for 15.
Boy, Brzezinski made that close.
Good throws.
Despite a pitch that's tough to throw on. The 1-0 to Jeter. Grounded right back to Santos. So that goes by the boards. The Yankees used 4 players in the number 9 hole. Couldn't push across a run. They leave 1 stranded. We go to the 9th. 1-0 White Sox. White Sox starting at 6 without a batting practice today, and then the Tri-State 4 pregame. Then after the game, which is on my 9, come back to Yes for Yankees Extra Innings presented by Tri-State 4. And Wednesday, we'll have full coverage starting again at 6, with the game also only on Yes. Well, A.J. Burnett's night is over. Eduardo Nunez is making his first regular season appearance in the outfield. He played in the outfield in spring training, and that's why he made the team over Ramiro Pena, because he's that versatile that he could play infield and also was fairly proficient in the outfield. And here's Soriano, who could not pitch the previous 2 games because of a sore lower back, but he feels okay, and he will pitch the 9th inning. There's a strike. Tough break for A.J. Burnett. The only thing he can do is lose tonight. He can't win this game, and he deserves a better fate pitching as well as he did. 1 run in this game in the 4th inning, a double by Quinton. Konerko moved him to 3rd on a ground ball to 2nd. Then the Yankees played the infield back, Adam Dunn, with a ground ball to short. That scored Quinton, and that is the only run in the game. And remember, that double could have been played into a single by Granderson if he just played the ball without diving, but I think he misread the ball off the bat, went back, then came charging in, made the dive, couldn't get it, the ball got by him. Backing up was Gardner. By that time, Quinton was on 2nd, and that set up the inning. Popped up off the bat of Ramirez, coming on Jeter, and it's going to fall for a base hit. Jeter's playing back on the lip of the outfield grass, and it was a short pop-up, and Soriano never went for it. He just gave way, thought the infielders would get there, and they couldn't get there.
Well, let me say this, Michael. When you get an infield pop-up, the pitchers are taught to let your infielders field the ball. But in this case, if this doesn't have much hang time, Soriano sees this as a ball that has a lot more hang time than it did. You don't give up that quickly. Yes, you're taught, let your infielders, they get paid to field. That was a long way, didn't have enough hang time. I don't know whether it didn't look like Derek got a bad jump at any stretch. Just didn't have enough air under it.
And there's a strike for Carlos Quinton. Swing and miss.
Well, let's see here. Okay, so they're playing back. He's coming in. Maybe a slight hesitation, just not enough. You don't give up that quickly on an infield pop-up. Derek certainly running as fast as he could to get to it. Couldn't get to it.
Let's see if they can turn 2. There's 1. That's all they'll get. Now, Al, let me defend Soriano here. That ball was behind the mound. He delivers the pitch. He comes down the front of the mound. In order for him to get to that ball, he'd have to go up the front of the mound and then down the back of the mound. I don't know if he'd be able to get there.
Listen, it's not an easy play, and I hear you, because my general rule of thumb was when I pitched, I would get out of the way. But there are certain balls, and this may have been one of them, where off the bat, you think it's got plenty of height. You see the slight hesitation on Derek's part. Ball, 3 or 4 feet behind the mound. I know. You know what? You see little pop-ups. I think it's just one of those perfectly placed pop-ups.
Here's Konerko. 0 for 2 with a walk. Brent Lillibridge is pinch running for Carlos Quinton. And he goes. Pitch is popped up. It'll be out of front. Now, I don't know if a Yankee may believe the throw was coming from the catcher, but Lillibridge did slide into second base on that pop-up. Sometimes infielders will do that when it's popped up in play. So let's see if he goes again on the 0-1 pitch.
Two stolen bases, caught twice.
Let's see if Cano dekes him.
Well, this is straight steal. Unlike Eduardo Nunez, it was successful. Head down.
I mean, that's not going to curry much favor with the White Sox from Cano, because it wasn't as if you could double up Willibridge. The ball was popped up out of play, and Cano made believe he was turning a double play. That's why Willibridge slid into second.
Soriano throws enough sliders, gets slider happy, especially to right-hander. See the pitch right there. Konerko could not pull the trigger. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got 2 or 3 different angles from his breaking ball. Slider. 3, slider.
There it goes. Throw to second. Cano could not hold on to the ball. Willibridge slid right into the glove, and the ball was dislodged. So a stolen base for Willibridge.
Good jump, Willibridge. Obviously a runner. Let's see what kind of a little one-hopper. How much that Cano has it in the glove. Just on the heel of it. It's been a heck of a play.
Two. Tyler Kepner of the New York Times points out that Paul Konerko made his major league debut in 1997, pinch hitting for the Yankee bullpen coach Mike Harkey. So Mike out in the bullpen now, watching Konerko as a veteran.
I think Harkey is a Cub. Well, Dodgers, Angels.
Konerko started with the Dodgers.
Yeah. I think of Harkey more as a Cub.
Yep.
Teammate of Joe Girardi, first rounder, UCLA.
Two. Line drive, a base hit to left field. Willibridge will round third. The throw from Nunez is cut off by Alex. It's an RBI single for Konerko, and that little pop-up behind the mound comes back to bite the Yankees as they trail 2-0.
Well, not only the little pop-up, the stolen base, and now a slider from a very good hitter. Konerko gets this pitch, running away from him, able to hook it for his 17th RBI in front of Nunez. Good speed from Willibridge, easily getting home.
So now it's 2-0. And here's Adam Dunn. Count 1-0. Good numbers against Soriano. 3 for 6. 1 of the 3 a home run. Foul back.
Big insurance run for the White Sox with the state of the White Sox bullpen. Nobody warming up right now. Looks like maybe Sergio Santos would get the closing role here with Granderson leading off.
Foul back. For the Yankees in the bottom of the 9th inning, Granderson to Sharon A-Rod. So they have the hitters they want up. If anybody gets on, it'll be Cano. After that. Count 2-2. fouled away. A little bit of a mist over Yankee Stadium.
Let's hope that's a foul. A little misty. Wind kicking up.
Soriano can't believe he didn't get that call. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. You can see his body language is not pleased.
Well, you got a guy, and Dunn is 6'5". Obviously a big strike zone. Looked a little bit above the belt. Sam Holbrook saw it as a high pitch.
Runner goes. That pitch is high, so runners on first and second. Still just one out. And the crowd starting to get a little restless now with Rafael Soriano. Soriano's so dominant last year as a closer for the Tampa Bay Rays, and he has certainly shown signs of that, but he's still adapting to this role of not being the closer. And he knew that coming in when he signed the deal. He's a setup man for Mariano, and sometimes he's going to come in where it's not a safe situation. This is just to hold it at 1-0. And it's already 2-0, and you don't want to let it get out of hand and give the Yankees a shot in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, especially for any reliever, Michael. 6 walks in 8 1/3 innings. Now 7 walks. You know, this guy, as you just mentioned, phenomenal year he had in Tampa Bay. He was a strike thrower, and he is a strike thrower.
Last time up, Alex Rios got off the 0 for 22 schneid with a clean single to left. About a 40,506 here at Yankee Stadium. Ground ball up the middle. Jeter clips the Cano one. On to first, it's a double play. So they got what they needed. 6, 4, 3. Last legs coming up for the Yankees. That's the Joe Girardi Show as the skipper breaks down the catchers throughout the Yankee system and previews this weekend's Blue Jays series. The Joe Girardi Show tonight after the postgame. Catch an all-new episode Sunday at 5, only on Yes. Well, do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? They're down 2-0. They managed just 2 hits. A single by A-Rod, a single pinch hit single by Eric Chavez. So Santos deals to Granderson. Pitches high. It'll be Granderson, Teixeira, and A-Rod. 6 blown saves as a team for the White Sox, the most of any team in the American League. They've lost 10 of their last 11. 96-mile-an-hour fastball right in there for a strike. Inside. Well, the scouting report held up on the White Sox offensively. They didn't do much. They did break a string of 23 straight innings without scoring, but they certainly did not pound A.J. Burnett. They got just 1 run off him and 1 run off Soriano. Line drive down the right field line. It's a base hit. Lillibridge gets the ball in. A leadoff single for Granderson. And when you're a team that has blown leads, now this 9th inning becomes a case of you looking over your shoulder and wondering what can go wrong.
And also, too, for Ozzie Guillen, because of these blown leads, Sergio Santos has got an opportunity here. Obviously, when you know that your team's been struggling, you haven't been winning, the offense hasn't been doing much. Good start here in the 9th.
That extends Granderson's hit streak to 9 straight with that single here in the 9th. And the pitch to Teixeira is outside. Teixeira tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk. 6 home runs on the season. And the pitch outside, 2-0. The crowd has had very little to cheer about other than the fine pitching by A.J. Burnett. Grounded right to Konerko. Let's see if they turn 2. There's 1. Out to the pitcher covering a 3-6-1 double play. So with 1 swing, the Yankees are down to their final out.
Wow, that was just an at-bat to Teixeira that he just knew the fastball was coming, ended up hooking it. Santos, a converted infielder, makes a nice play here from Lexi Ramirez. Finds the bag. 3-6-1 double play.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Alex broke up the no-hitter with a single up the middle in the 7th inning. No-hitter by Philip Umber. He carried it 1 out into the 7th. Holbrook called that a strike. Al's right, this closer job is up for grabs on the White Sox team. Oh, 1-1. Popped up. Konerko near the Yankee dugout, but it's on the roof. The 1-2 from Santos. Swung on it, missed. And A.J. Przinsky trying to get the ball. Now gets an angle, fires to first, and that's the ball game as the White Sox win this one 2-0. In the 9th inning, no runs a hit, no errors, and because of the double play, nobody left. And stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. The Yankees waste a fine pitching performance by A.J. Burnett. They couldn't muster anything offensively against 3 White Sox pitchers. We'll come back to wrap it up and the postgame after that.